Hi guys, welcome back to the Shannon Show podcast. So today's episode is going to be a debate podcast, and it's going to be on the topic of whether McDonald's workers deserve £15 an hour, which is around $31,000 a year. I'm here with some special guests today.
I thought we were talking about the election.
No.
Alright.
I put it in the group chat. I thought I made it.
I thought it was McDonald's workers and the election.
You made it very clear.
No,
right,
we can do an election podcast another
segue.
day.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm here with some special guests.
Woo woo! Jared in the building.
Hello. I decided to keep it to one joke today.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so I'll just introduce, this is what their petition kind of thing said, and it says, I support the workers mixed strike, and this week they went on strike, and it just says, McDonald's workers are fighting back against 0-hour contracts and unsafe workplaces. They're demanding a new deal of £15 an hour, guaranteed hours, and union recognition. So they want £15 an hour and, better practices and union recognition because they don't have a union yet.
Is this in the USA that they're doing?
No, in the UK.
Okay.
So, yeah. And they've also been backed by Jeremy Corbyn. So, let's just go around and say, one word answer if we think they should get it, and then we'll go into, our reasons afterwards. So, I personally think that they do deserve £15 an hour.
I think they deserve £15 an hour, and if they do get it, I'm applying to work at McDonald's.
I'll make some yes and no.
Okay, so we're going to reasons. So, why I think that they deserve £15 an hour is just kind of simple fact is that McDonald's can easily pay that. McDonald's are making a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah, so McDonald's is worth $20+ billion as a company. So they could easily pay £15 an hour. To my knowledge, it's around £5, £6 an hour minimum wage. So I think at the very least they should rise it, but I think 15 is fair to rise it up to.
Are we just talking about the cashiers, the burger flippers? Because McDonald's do pay good salaries when you're coming in at manager level, operation level. So they do pay good salaries. It's just probably just
how much
the front of the house.
How much do the managers get?
But I think managers at McDonald's, from what I recall, and then this is I don't know 100%. Maybe you should look it up. But I do think it's around 35-40k anyway. For a store manager, and then obviously you got regional manager, and obviously there will be if you work in HR, there'll be other opportunities within corporate and commercial. So they do pay well in McDonald's depending on what role you are in. But my thing is,
your training manager, I'm seeing 22 to 25k a year.
That's training manager, right? And what about full manager?
Full manager. Let me just check. Indeed.
Because my thing is this, fair enough if McDonald's workers can get £15 an hour.
Area managers 27k a year, assistant managers 22, associate manager 24.
Maybe not.
That's very rubbish.
Business manager 33k, general manager 23k.
Maybe not. But
23 for general manager of McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
That is an abomination.
Yeah, but that's kind of peak still. But
yeah, regular burger flippers.
But my thing is one so now that's kind of brings up another conversation. So now
I was going to bring that in.
If they're paying £15 an hour to the burger flippers, now they're going to have to pick the managers up to 50k, because the general manager is getting 23k. And the burger flippers, that's a 30k salary if I'm not mistaken. It was quoted.
Yeah, 31k.
So now the burger flippers are going to be making more than the managers. How does that make any sense? So now they're going to have to review the whole payment structure.
They're going to have to review the whole payment structure.
And then what about the KFC? What are the people in KFC? What about the people in Nando's?
KFC's people's
what about exactly what I'm saying? This is going to start up a thing if I'm working in KFC, I'm working in Subway, and I'm working in these other Dunkin' Donuts, these other fast food restaurants. I'm rotted.
I personally don't.
I'm going to put up a strike as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So then they're going to have to review it for the whole sector.
So what do you think? So workers shouldn't be able to strike then?
They should be able to strike, but I'm saying what this does is it brings up a whole conversation about what do we value these people at, and if they're going to say yes for McDonald's, why? And then it's just going to encourage Subway people to strike, all these other communities to strike. So in hindsight, yeah, it might work for McDonald's, but they're gonna have to think of it later on for the whole sector. What do people generally getting paid that are cashiers or people that be flipping the burgers and stuff like that, or just basically front of house stuff?
I think for the simple
we'll
fact...
get onto that later because I've got another point, but we'll continue that.
What's the point that we're making now then?
Yeah, just why you think.
Why I think. Well, I definitely think they're going to have to review their whole payment structure if, the people that are in higher positions have a significantly lower salary than the 30k proposed for front of house workers.
It doesn't really, because on the strike it just said workers. It didn't really say anything about.
Okay, so it didn't say who exactly. Just talking in general terms. Well, I think that's fair, to be honest, because as you said, McDonald's is a billion, multi-billion dollar company.
Plus.
They can afford it and then some. It's just that people want to be greedy and want people to be scrounging around like cockroaches so that they can feel good about micromanaging them from the top all the way down to the bottom. You know how managers can be, especially I can only imagine what the managers are like in McDonald's to the burger flippers and people in front of house. I think that they can afford it. I feel like it's an extremely busy environment. Like McDonald's is hella busy, especially now that they have that new format where you can't just go to the front desk to order, pay and collect your food. It's very, very hard, and that means that the workers that are working there, they need new skills. They need skills, how to kind of like read these machines and things like that they're putting in place. So it's a lot more skills required than there was before at McDonald's, where you're just at the cashiering. So you're doing a lot more work than you would be doing necessarily in how it was before. So I definitely think that they should see a pay rise. I think they deserve it. It's a busy environment. People get hella violent in McDonald's. Like, people just reserve their worst behaviour for places like McDonald's and fast food chains where they think that the workers don't mean anything and that they can just come in there and abuse them, whatever, because they haven't got the burger that they want or whatever. So I feel like the working environment and how busy it is, how disrespectful it can be at times, and the fact that they're on their feet the whole time just constantly serving people. It's not like you're working in like a restaurant where, if you want a little break, a little cigarette break or whatever, you can just sneak out. Do you know what I mean? It's like once you're on the clock, you're on the clock until you're done, girl, on your feet. And a lot of these people that are working there, when I go to McDonald's, I'm not really seeing like young people working at McDonald's. I'm seeing like late 20s, mid 30s, like people from minority backgrounds and stuff, probably working there to support their children and things like that. Minimum wage, especially in a city like London, honey, ain't taking you nowhere, honey. It's even taking you backwards. I don't know how. You're better off not having a job, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I think that they should definitely raise the salary for these poor people that have to work, that come to work in McDonald's. Because McDonald's ain't no... and as a customer, I've never worked in a fast food chain, but, being a customer and seeing the work that they have to do, and I'm only seeing it for the 2 minutes that I'm in there, I'm like, this is a lot. So I can only imagine what a whole day, every day at McDonald's is like.
I just want to say one thing to that point as well. Maybe not one thing, but I just want to pose a question. Do you think that this is, if it's got anything to do with, I guess, the humiliation around working with McDonald's? Because there is that thing growing up where people will associate working at McDonald's as being a bum. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, job.
You ain't got like that typical teacher like, if you don't put in school, you're gonna end up working in McDonald's.
And like I've caught, when you see people that that I know, and I'm like, oh, they're working here, and I know that they've seen me, and they like the look is like, oh damn, I've been caught at McDonald's.
There's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. But yeah, I do understand that kind of stigma of working at McDonald's. And when I was in school,
so maybe
that's why people think like
the 30k will help them deal with the shame.
What, deal with the shame? I
think the 30k is to help deal with the workload.
I thought you were trying to say like that's why people don't think that they deserve it because.
No, I'm thinking maybe that's why they think they deserve it. It's like, you know what? If they're gonna give me all this disrespect for working at McDonald's, at least let me feel compensated than the fact that I'm working here.
I think most of it are just thinking this company is literally making billions off of our backs, and we can't even make 15.
You know what? Primark makes billions. KFC makes billions. All these other companies make billions too, and their workers get paid just the same. And
those workers should be able to turn around and say, hey, you can pay me £3 more an hour and you can still be good, and I should be entitled to even challenge that.
That's true, but at the same time, the ownership are entitled to say, listen, if you don't want to work here, don't work here. Find another job.
Yeah, but if
that pays you that.
Yeah, it's true, but I feel like if the workers all had solidarity, the company would be forced to reconsider. But the thing is, a lot of the time, it's like, well, if you don't do it, someone else will.
And that is always going to be the case. It's never going to be a thing where I don't think for a second. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think for 1 second that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and see McDonald's workers are now being paid £15 per hour. Because there's always going to be somebody else who needs a job that will work those hours. And there's billions of people in the world that will do that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's cute and everything for them to bring it up and want to have this conversation. I personally don't think we're going to see a change in that aspect, but I feel like there's no reason why their salary can't be raised by £1. You know, it makes a difference. It will make a big difference for them, and the workload that they're doing, the atmosphere that they're working in, breathing in all that fake meat and that fake chips. I haven't personally been eating McDonald's like that for the past year because I taste the food and it tastes fake. So to have people breathing in those fumes every single day, I'm pretty sure it's no better than what people working on TFL are breathing in on a daily basis. So I feel like they should be compensated or introduce, at least if you're not going to raise their salary, introduce them to some kind of scheme, some like private healthcare scheme, some sort of something. Give them more benefits.
If they're paying people £5 an hour, they're not getting
well, they should be getting benefits. They should be getting benefits.
I refuse to believe they're getting paid £5 now.
Google if they're getting
minimum wage. Teenagers, minimum wage.
I think they're getting at least £7 an hour.
Yeah, for adults.
What is the minimum? Okay, let's see. What is the minimum wage for teenagers in London? I
refuse to believe that anyone in 2020, going into 2020, is going to get paid £5.
When I knew someone who worked there, they were getting £5.50 an hour.
But where is that? Is that like
in
is that in the countryside or something?
No, here
in 3 hours.
That's in Cornwall then.
No, in London, minimum wage. Most places don't pay the bare minimum wage, but McDonald's do.
Confirm it. Because
minimum wage.
I want to believe. I want to believe that it's at least £7 that McDonald's workers are getting paid.
Yeah, that's the
McDonald's pay the bare minimum wage.
That's the minimum. I think the minimum wage is like $7.50 something in London. Now.
But you know what? It's like Gerald said before. It's a tricky thing because at the same time, although yes, they should get a couple more pounds more to justify them coming into work. Obviously, everyone's got bills to pay, particularly in London where it's
so expensive
to live in. And of course, people should understand that people again do have to live in,
literally
live here and survive and buy food and whatnot. But at the same time,
okay,
they know what they're getting themselves into. They know what the price range is.
Right now, but over 25s, that's living wage. Okay, the current rates are under 18. It's April from 2019. So this year, the minimum wage under 18s, it's £4.35 an hour. That's the minimum wage. From 18 to 20, it's £6.15 an hour.
£6.15.
From 21 to 24, it's £7.70 an hour, and 25 and over, it's £8.21 an hour. That's the minimum wages. So if you are under 18, McDonald's are most likely paying you £5 an hour, and that's them being nice.
If you're under 18, people are looking for pocket money anyway.
Under 18, when you were at Woodhouse,
what do you think they for at 17?
When you were in Woodhouse stunting with your driving licence, with £5 an hour, would cut it for you.
I was getting paid £6.50. You know what I'm saying?
But would £5 an hour would have cut it for you in college?
But back then,
yeah,
£5.50 an hour. Shit, I would have taken the job myself personally. No. That wouldn't have cut it for me, no. But other people in different circumstances where it cuts it for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
That don't cut it for nobody. That is actual modern day slavery.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you've got no work,
there's all this
exactly. 18, you can have a
baby. It is. It's modern day.
If you have a baby,
if you have,
you
shouldn't be working like that.
Lap dance club.
And
they will pay you more.
But at the end of the day, if that's what the government has outlined, that this is the minimum wage for this age group, and you have an applicant who knows this, and they've been communicated at interview stage, this is the salary that you're interviewing for. Like, yes, this is salary.
And they don't mention it though. They don't tell you that. They just kind of like talk really fast in interviews.
But you know what? They might not say that.
I've had experiences like when you're younger and stuff and you go to interviews, they don't want to tell you what salary you're taking. They talk really fast in the interviews and they know that they're older than you. So the way that they speak to you is very patronising, and they just speak really, really fast to not have to come up with how much you're actually being paid an hour. And the first time, especially when I was like 17, 16, the first time I realised like how much I'm getting paid per hour is when I got my first paycheck, because nobody wants to tell me what I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Normally normally you understand how much you're getting paid once you accept the job, and then they give you the contract and you know how much.
Normally they do tell you.
And at that point you can say, this is
at least now. Maybe back in the day the practices were very.
It was shady, girl.
Very shady.
Or it'd be like you're getting paid between this and that amount now, but then you go and check and you're getting scraps. Exploitation, babe. They don't want to tell people what their salary is until they get their first paycheck. You guys need to understand that you always are able, you can always ask, how much am I being paid for this? What is it? And don't let them give you that look like you're working for free, because there's some of them like to give you that huff and the puff like you're there working for free. Always ask what your salary is. £4.35 or whatever you said is actually an abomination. It's an abomination. And is that in London?
It's the UK.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Do you know what?
Especially in the economic climate that we live in now, that is so expensive. I can't even believe that people could be getting paid that much.
I mean, negotiation is key, and I think maybe stuff like this with the McDonald's people coming out and saying that they deserve to get this will encourage people to go ahead and demand.
Yeah, it will.
Because there's a lot of situations where in the workplace they will offer you the minimum wage, but in most, well, not in most cases, it's very rare, but there are some people that will say no. They will negotiate. No, I need this, and in most cases they will go and say that, but they'll just tell them not to tell the other people that they've given them that.
Yeah.
So in most cases, everything is there to negotiate, and it's just up to the individual.
But is it up for negotiation at McDonald's?
Everything is up for negotiation. Really and truly, everything is up for negotiation. You just have to. If you don't ask the question, you're never going to know. So it's just about opening a dialogue and making people understand that when they are getting offered these salaries that are not acceptable, then you have your voice. If you don't think it's acceptable for yourself and it's not going to be able to give you the lifestyle or at least make you comfortable in how you want to live and how you want to move, then you have every right to say no. This is. I think I deserve a bit more. And if they say no, it's up to you whether you decide to walk away or take that job.
Mm-hmm. And just want to add some things in. So I asked two people I know who used to work at McDonald's what they thought, and they both said that they don't think that McDonald's workers deserve £15 an hour or a pay rise at all. They said that they both agree that it was hard work, but they think that other people deserve £15 an hour, like NHS workers and carers and stuff like that, and that they are more deserving of pay rises and not McDonald's workers.
What NHS workers are you talking about? Are you talking about the ones that are sitting at reception and getting rude on the phone, talking about?
You're talking about like nurses and stuff. I seen the article as well.
Because they don't make £15 an hour.
They was comparing like these other professions that do more for, you can say, society when it comes to the well-being of people, like nurses, and how important they are to people, I guess, in general. And they was like, oh, if someone's flipping burgers, so they deserve to get more than someone who's nursing an old elderly woman, or a midwife for someone delivering a baby and being there for them in their early stages of whatever they're going through. You know what I mean? So that's what that was. I seen the article as well.
Yeah. I think they're all providing a service, and I feel like that's all time that they're putting into the system, and we should be able to get enough money to live comfortably.
Yeah, I think obviously NHS workers, they do deserve more monny than they get. They are severely.
They do deserve but I feel like everybody's like no one's better than anybody else.
I feel like everyone has the right to live a comfortable life. The McDonald's workers are literally making, working as well, and on top of that, the people that they're working for are making billions off their back, and I feel like whoever anyone needs to be upset at is the people that are paying the people that they're saying are underpaid. Yeah. So they need to go to the employers. A lot of the time, the people at the top who are making the decisions of who gets who are the ones not necessarily doing hard, heavy work that are saving people's lives.
No, they're just
they're the ones getting the most money. And I just feel like there's a lot of people that could say, you know, they're not really working hard. So like people who have made millions off of, you know, online businesses.
They are working hard physically.
Online businesses. I just think it's a kind of, oh, you know, you shouldn't get this because you don't do this. You shouldn't do that. I just feel like everybody should be entitled to live a dignified life, and you know.
And just because you do manual labour doesn't mean that you're undeserving of anything. Again, that's just taking it back down to like devaluing people, like. I think, and who they are, and trying to humiliate them because they're not necessarily doing a job that requires much brain power.
I think everyone does deserve to live the lifestyle they want to live. And everyone does have that right to live the lifestyle they want to live. And it's on that person's ambition where they're willing to take themselves to live that lifestyle they live.
Yeah, because you're not going to get that kind of life at McDonald's. Let's say that. Yeah, if that's what they have to do and that's what they want to do for the time being, because they feel that's the most legit, honest way for them to get to where they want to be, and they might not necessarily have the qualifications or whatever it is to pursue what they're doing. I'm sure people are going to McDonald's and their end goal is not to stay working at the burger section of McDonald's for the rest of their life. I'm sure it definitely is like a shortcut through to something else, or they're trying to get up there in terms of management, or maybe it is and they're just trying to support their family and they've got a job that they're getting regular income from and is reliable for them, so they're just going to stay there, you know. But they need to get more money, because the more, you know, inflation, every single year prices are going up. You know, I'm tapping my Oyster card. I don't even know if they're going to take £3, £4, £5. Every day I'm spending £20.
So let me play devil's advocate and say, well, why don't you go ahead and get those qualifications? Why don't you look for another job? Why don't you apply yourself for something different that gets you the money you want? There's many different ways out here to get money.
That is true.
Why are you being so close-minded to say, oh, this is the only way I deserve, so wherever I'm at now needs to just pay me more?
I just said that for a lot of people, this isn't like the ultimate goal to stay working at McDonald's. For a lot of people, it's to pay for things like college, or to pay for whatever it is, or maybe they haven't got enough qualifications or whatever, but they've got a whole family, they don't have the time to take time out of making money to go into education where there is no money. In fact, they are paying money and taking even more money out of the mouths of their children. You don't know people's circumstances and why they're working there, but for the fact that it is a very busy environment, like it's so fucking busy, and the fact that, you know, it's not the best working environment and they're spending a lot of their time there to earn whatever they're earning, they should be able they should get a raise in their salary, because life is expensive and it's only getting more and more expensive.
I'm just going to move things on just
but one thing before I believe that, I don't think that because of life's expensive and because it's hard work that they deserve to get paid just in the face of that.
They do, because don't let me start talking about footballers and all these kind of people who are just getting money
but I'll tell you what about footballers. I'll tell you what about footballers though. Footballers will fill up a stadium. That's what they do.
And the McDonald's,
you get McDonald's where they fill up the
McDonald's. They've been filling up the McDonald's.
Literally, we had to wait 20 minutes after to get my meal. So McDonald's.
Yeah, they've been filling up the stadium. But what about the McDonald's next to the stadium that everyone's bum rushing afterwards when the game's finished?
Exactly.
Fair enough. You make a good point.
Okay, all right. Let's move on. So obviously you touched on it before, Chris. The workforce changes. Obviously, if that was to be made a reality, everyone would be flocking to work at McDonald's because, you know, it's £15 an hour. If all of their demands were met, reasonable working hours, no 0-hour contracts. So permanent contract.
But like I said before, it's not just that's not going to affect the workers now.
Do you think it's going to work? No, the workforce.
Because the thing is now if the flipper's going to 30k, the training manager is going to have to go to 40k. The store manager is going to have to go to 40 to at least 50k. You know, and whoever was on 50k before will be on like 70, 80.
And guess what? McDonald's is still going to be rolling in the cash, and they're still going to be living life. So it has a knock-on effect. You know, it's like, you know, imagine, you know, overnight now you're making more than your manager's manager. It doesn't make sense.
I'm not saying that. Just if as a minimum. So at a minimum, you'll be making £15 an hour.
Yeah.
That's the minimum price.
Yeah. What about that?
So that would just be the burger flippers.
Yes.
Let's say
But what I'm saying is that will have a knock-on effect, because if you're making those minimum, what about the people that will pay less
but
than
that's just like automatic. But do you think that would be bad for business then, if they have to raise everybody else's prices, everybody else's salary? Do you think that would be bad for business or bad for the economy?
It depends on the ownership, because obviously they're going to take a hit on expenses, of course, because it's going to hike the wage bill, and ultimately it's going to reduce the revenue that they're making before. Yes. But will it increase business and make employees flock to work for McDonald's more? Probably, but I don't think they're finding it difficult to employ people in the first place, because, like you say, they are a multi-billion-pound industry. So
I'm sure their turnover is quite high though, with people like coming, getting a job and then leaving after a month.
Yeah, they're not gonna. The wage bill is obviously not really gonna affect them. And if they was to increase all the wage bills to everyone, it's that they will feel it, but it's not in the wider picture. It's not gonna really affect them in the long run. So I don't think increasing, and I don't think if they don't increase it, it's not really gonna affect them any further. In fact, they'll probably still be better off. Do you know what I mean? By not increasing it, and I don't think it's really good. There's going to be that much of a
McDonald's
backlash.
definitely
There's not going to be, and I don't think there's going to be no backlash, because we know McDonald's we have that reputation of McDonald's being a fast food restaurant, and we don't really hold fast food restaurants to a high standard in the first place. They're just the top of the fast. They're just the top of the shit. When you think of junk food, all this shit, you know what I'm saying? You think of McDonald's, they're top of the shit. So in terms of the reputation, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, it's processed food, processed meat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really hold them to that high standard anyway.
Yeah.
Do you hold me to a high standard?
Anyway, let's carry on. So, last point before Chris gets wrapped up is. People are saying, well, that will mean it will be a rise in McDonald's food prices.
Baby, there's always a rise in McDonald's food prices.
Eventually.
My double cheeseburger used to cost 99p, and now it's £1.59 in some McDonald's chains, and I still buy it.
I was about to say,
and I still want no pickle.
Back in the day when the cheeseburger used to be 79p, double cheeseburger 99p.
People always gonna buy that crack.
Fries, small fries 79p, medium fries 99p. They get you with the 105, like 5p more.
Exactly, it adds up.
And the next time it's 109.
Yeah.
Next time 119. You know what I'm saying?
99p double cheeseburger, now it's 149, 159 sometimes.
So yeah, I agree. I think even if it does raise the price, I'd probably still buy it. Like, I've seen the prices rise and I've still bought it, so I don't think it'd be that dramatic.
McDonald's is one of them things, like after a night out or in the morning, McDonald's breakfast.
And it's like cheeky because the prices are rising, but the pay, they're not even getting any more pay.
And the portions are getting smaller, don't forget.
The portions are getting smaller.
The portions are getting smaller.
That's life anyway. Look at the TFL. TFL prices always go up, but I don't see nothing different with the service.
Mm-hmm. The 49p that you added on the double cheeseburger, please get the real beef. Get real 100% British beef.
But anyway, the Shannon Show. Chris is out.
See ya. Thanks for participating. Me and Jared is in the
I kept it very PG for you guys today.
Because you only had one drink today.
Just like I said I would have.
Alright, you're gonna say bye to everyone to subscribe.
Yeah, my page has been, it's been stagnant for about a year now, but things may have content coming soon.
Talking about my channel, but yeah.
You just never post your videos, like.
Yeah, I never post no videos, so But Shannon, you got your 400,000 now, your 4,000 views. You need to get your followers up, right?
Watch time, yeah.
How much followers you on now?
Just under 900 subscribers.
Just under 900 subscribers. So if you're listening to this, let's get around 100. Let's get around 100.
1,000.
So when the next video come out, hopefully it should be on 100.
1,000.
Alright, y'all. Peace.
I did a poll on Twitter, I did a poll on Instagram. I know a lot of people have seen it, but it's quite a low voter turnout. Not many people.
Because people don't want to interact. Like, people don't want to interact.
Yeah, it's because it's a touchy subject. People don't want to be compromised. But I keep all my results anonymous anyway. But so 67% of people said that they deserve £15 an hour, and 0% said no. And I also put an option saying they deserve a lower pay rise, and 33% of people agree that they deserve a lower pay rise. So people think that they deserve more money than they get, but don't necessarily think they deserve 15
They do deserve more money. I think in the managerial positions, like assistant manager and stuff, 23k to manage a busy restaurant that's a lot more. It might not have table service and it might not have all these kind of things, but it's just as busy and just as vigorous and demanding. They should definitely be getting at least 28. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
27, 28. General managers can be getting the 32, 33. People that are working should be definitely getting around that 18, 19, 20k at least.
So, and then on Instagram, 83% of people thought that they did deserve £15 an hour, and 17% of people said they didn't. So most people are saying yes, but that's just from a small sample size. I've seen a lot of arguments from different sides of the spectrum. But yeah, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think that McDonald's workers deserve £15 an hour or not? And please let me know why. Or do you think that they deserve a pay rise but not necessarily £15 an hour? Let me know in the comments. So yes, that's the end of our podcast. We're signing off now.
Signing off.
So yeah, as my brother kindly said,
get Shannon to 1,000, and if she gets to 1,000 subscribers, she is going to do a bikini mukbang where she'll be eating a seafood boil with a bikini on, and eating that seafood boil on camera with a bikini on and letting the juices flow down her top.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Yes,
and
honey.
Subscribe to
Down and dirty.
Subscribe to Jared's
Subscribe
channel.
to my channel. What's my channel?
That Girl
Jared. And yeah, I'm on 2,000 subscribers. However, my watch time is very low, guys, and I need 39,000 watching people.
You're singing videos again, girl.
I still want to do the singing videos again, but I'm gonna have to just do what I gotta do to get that.
Do what you gotta do, girl. Like these McDonald's workers.
Maybe I might do the bikini mukbang with Shannon, and we'll put it on my channel.
Yes, and if McDonald's was to gain £15 an hour, would you be sending your application in?
Absolutely, on Sunday when I'm not doing nothing. Why not?
But yeah, till next time. Till next time, guys. Bye.